Welcome back, Truth Seeker. I really need your help if you can. If you have Hulu, can you please watch this show for me, The Great? It just released May 15th, 2020. If you watch this show, I need you to be attentive, to pay attention to the dates, the numbers in the show. But without even seeing it, it is very likely that this show is crammed with gems. And that's because it's about Catherine the Great, and it just came out on May 15th. And remember, we've been talking a lot about Catherine the Great lately. She is the person in history who saved the Jesuit order after they were banned by the Catholic Church July 21st, 1773. The story is she saved 201 Jesuits that she had acquired when Russia took part of Poland. And when they took Poland, they got these 201 Jesuits. When the Pope said, shut it down, she said, no, I'm going to protect the Jesuits so that their mission can continue on. And as we know, 201 has been the number of 2020 with the coronavirus outbreak. Remember, the coronavirus outbreak was simulated October 18th, 2019. It was called Event 201. And in Gematria, the Jesuit order equals 201. Again, 201 Jesuits saved. Their founder, Ignatius of Loyola, his name equals 201. Pope Francis is the first publicly Jesuit pope. He is pope right now. Jorge Mario Bergoglio is his birth name, 201. And the list goes on. 201, we've been decoding the symbolism, the way it's been inserted in riddles left and right, what it has to do with the Jesuits who were saved by Catherine the Great. And then they put out this show about Catherine the Great on May 15th. And we'll get to the FU. But May 15th, 15/5. And remember, coronavirus equals 155. In recent days, we had the news story of George Floyd testing positive for coronavirus in his autopsy. That news came June 3rd, which in a leap year is the 155th day of the year. In recent weeks, we had the death of the Superior General of the Jesuits at age 84. Superior General's 84, Jesuit 84, the Jesuit Order 84, the Catholic Church 84, Pope Francis, the first publicly Jesuit Pope with 84 birth numerology, who will turn 84 later this year on December 17th. And when the Black Pope just died, or the Superior General, Adolfo Nicholas, he died 155 days after Pope Francis's birthday, which we documented because he died during the time of coronavirus, where this number's been everywhere. And the current Superior General, Arturo Sosa, from his birthday to the death of the Black Pope, was his 191st day of his age. The official name of the Jesuits is Society of Jesus 191. Remember, Ignatius of Loyola, their founder, died 84 days from their birthday. Diego Lainez, who replaced him, died on January 19th, date written 19/1, like 191. These numbers huge with the history of the Jesuit order, and they come together yet again in the recent death of their prior Superior General. And again, we've been turning over 155, 84 left and right, these numbers everywhere right now, like 201. And look at the name of the show about Catherine the Great. It's called The Great, which equals 84 and 42, just like Jesuits 84 and 42. Again, we just talked about this with the death of Adolfo Nicholas, who was the Jesuit leader in Japan, a nation that sums to 42 in Gematria. There it is right there. Japan 42. He was the 30th Superior General of the Jesuits. Japan's also got that 30 connection where he was when he died. And notice how his name Adolfo Nicholas equals 54 and 72, like Jesuit order. Catherine the Great acquired the Jesuits in 1772 when they took Poland. Then in 1773 when they were banned, she protected them. And look at the actress who they got. Ellie Fanning, Gematria 54 and 54, Jesuit order 54 and 72. Again, Adolfo Nicholas just died 155 days after Pope Francis's birthday. Adolfo Nicholas 5472. The man who built the first Jesuit university in the United States, John Carroll, he was 54 years old when Georgetown opened up in 1789. John Carroll equals 54. He was 54 years old. Right now in Seattle, you have the Autonomous Zone right next to one of the nation's few Jesuit universities, Seattle University. The Autonomous Zone was set up June 8th, 2020, a date with 54 numerology. Again, that's happening in Capitol Hill in Seattle, Washington, right next to the Jesuit school. Capitol Hill's 54 like Jesuit order. Run it in backwards, it's 63 like John Carroll. It's just so clear, you guys. We've been hitting the nail on the head for 7 straight years, but we've never hit it harder. They've really given themselves away with this agenda, and this cover right here, on top of everything, the FU. What a nice cover, right? What a nice cover. Catherine the Great, who saved the sinister Jesuits with the FU cover. I'm going to tell you one more thing about this actress beyond her name. It's her birthday, too, which we'll get to. But just notice the term fuck you, which the middle finger signifies, which is the cover of the thing, her giving you the finger, equals 30 and 33. Like Corona's 30 and 33, the 30th Superior General of the Jesuits just died May 20th, 5 days after this show came out. Fuck you is also 102, and social distancing is 102. Remember, they've compared coronavirus to Spanish flu, which began in 1918, 102 years earlier. They say that came out of the Civil War, or the World War I Spanish flu. World War is also 102. Lately, the George Perry Floyd killings become a big part of this. You've had the toppling of Confederate statues, the banning of the Confederate flag in NASCAR. Just notice George Perry Floyd's also 201, so is Confederate. There's been a lot of 201s encoded with all of the George Floyd rituals. Harriet Tubman equals 201. They were going to put her on the $20 bill. It was announced days before his killing that they were no longer going to do that. Supposedly he had a counterfeit 20. You've heard the story of Lamar Ferguson, whose name equals 201. Not to be confused with Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri. Michael Brown also 201. The Skurlock death, another 201 name. There's been a lot of this number everywhere. They keep coding it because it's their agenda. George Perry Floyd, 201, also 102. I can't breathe, coronavirus attacking the lungs. People wearing masks in heat with I can't breathe signs. It is a big FU. And here's the other thing. The actress who plays the part, her birthday, April 9th. Date can be written 9-4 like 94. Catherine the Great, 94. Coronavirus pandemic, 94. Remember, in the middle of April, we predicted exactly what's going on right now by looking at this music video from a decade ago, Jay-Z and Kanye West, No Church in the Wild. The scenes in the music video, everyone with their face covered in different ways, reminding of coronavirus times, fighting the police. And the thing that jumped out to me about that music video is how they continuously show the officer with the P94 on his helmet. 94, coronavirus pandemic 94. P is the 16th letter, 16. In 1694, that is when the city of London became an independent city-state within London and England. Became its own independent territory, just like how Washington, D.C. became its own independent territory after the Civil War in 1871. Just like how the Vatican's an independent territory. The unholy trinity of bankers, warmongers, and I guess you could say religious Mongols, duping the world, exploiting the world, carrying out agenda. I have no doubt that this P94 helmet is paying tribute to when a very sinister plan really began to, get into motion in 1694. In the book that I am finishing, I explain all of this. What this moment has to do in history with 1694 when this happened, how it's all perfectly connected. It's amazing what they've done. And the City of London Corporation, for example, has Gematria of 325. That's what happened in 1694. And right now, the Bank of England, which is the head of that, is 325 years old. That's why on March 25th, all across the world, there was all these big, loans being approved for the central bankers that are international bankers, many of which are in Switzerland, where the World Health Organization is and where the World Economic Forum is, that are conspiring for this agenda we're living out. This is about taking away our rights, liberties, way of life, wealth, and siphoning it all up to the very top. Just like how 2 weeks ago the headline was, billionaires have gained $565 billion more in wealth in the time of the pandemic, of course, because only their stores are open, while mom and pop are made to close or else. So you can sit at home and watch Netflix instead and be mocked by history that you probably don't know enough about, such as Catherine the Great. But again, you guys, feel bad for all the people who've doubted this work over the years. Feel all bad for all the people who haven't helped share this work and helped stop this agenda, because we truly could have. If more people took this work seriously 7 years ago, proving it ice cold back then, what's going on, who the cabal is, who's responsible, the whole world could know about this. Then the whole world wouldn't be falling for their magic tricks through the television, their big lies, for their big agendas. And for anyone who thinks I didn't give enough examples to prove my point, be sure to pick up my book, because I got about 10,000 more examples for you. You'll be buried in examples. I can't believe this, though. So please, if you can, watch this for me, and watch it, attentively. Take some notes. I will be looking for your comments in this video. Anytime you find something about this, come back and post a comment here under this video, because I'll come back and search the comments when I have time. See if anybody's got any gems for me from the great. And I would love to watch this right now, and I would if I had a few more minutes in the day. But, oh man, there's just so much to do. So, I know there's some gems in here. If you guys get the gems to me fast enough, I will verify them if you tell me. And again, that would be helpful too. If you say, Zach, in episode 3 at the 35th minute or something like that, this happens. Then I can figure out how to go watch that episode and go to that minute, verify that it's true. But if you guys find some real gems, I'm definitely going to tuck them in the book. I'm definitely just tucking in of what they've encoded in this great, and it being done on May 15th. It already fits in with everything in the book. But I'm sure there's some real whoppers they put in this big FU of a show. Man. So, cheers to everybody who's been helping out, making the great observations. Like the No Church in the Wild thing. That No Church in the Wild music video, it was actually somebody who first said, Zach, check out this music video. I think there's something there. And then I watched it, and that 94 just screamed out at me. So, again, appreciate the teamwork, everybody. Also, if you can like the video, if you can share it. For all of you who think your friends and family who think all this is bogus, seriously show them this video and say, tell me how this is a coincidence. Somebody please watch this video and tell me how this is a coincidence. This coincidence theory kills. I've been saying it for decades, man. We're being led down a deadly agenda, and everybody just shrugs their shoulders and says, coincidence. Those buildings just fell that day on 9/11, the National Emergency Day, by coincidence. Man. By the way, when you run the alphabetic order in reverse, the great equals 132, like Catholic Church equals 132 with the alphabetic order, so they got all sorts of things encoded in here. Again, Gematria, 4 base ciphers. Got to know all 4. 39, there's a number 2. Masonry, Old Testament. Gemini. The twins, Twin Cities, Twin Towers, 8:46 in the morning, 8:46 on the neck. We'll leave it there, Truth Seeker. Until next time.